Namaste, Namaskar. This is Sachin Hadap from Goalpost Career Consultancy. Dear friends, for the last 4 months, all of us are facing this pandemic situation. No one is knowing what the future has been holding for us. We are all praying that we should get out of this situation as early as possible. But because of this situation, many things have come. Many people have lost their jobs. Many people are facing a salary cut. The people who are doing their businesses, ventures, they are all down. As a result, one thing which has become common among us is stress, stress, and stress. Well, friends, today's topic is all about stress. What is stress? Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical action. It is an outcome of an event or a thought due to which it may cause anger, frustration, or nervousness. Now, I am going to narrate you some couple of stories through which we can learn how to manage our stress. I am not going to tell you, neither I am going to illustrate you or explain you or giving you any gyan. It's just a very two simple stories through which we are going to learn the art of managing our stress, our anxiety. Once the Sultan of Gujarat decided to go on a sea voyage with his favorite courtiers. On the decided day, the Sultan, along with his favorite courtiers, as the ship drifted away from the port, one of the courtiers started feeling anxious. Never ever in his life he had a sea voyage. After a while, his anxiety started growing. He started feeling frustrated, angry. He started screaming, yelling. His heart rate started increasing. His blood pressure, everything started becoming abnormal. His muscles were tensed. He was not knowing what is happening to him. Fear gripped him. The Sultan tried to console him. The Sultan tried to make him understand nothing to worry about but to no avail. The other courtiers who were there on the ship even tried to make him understand, but again with no results. And at that time, the Sultan started thinking it is better to go again back to the port. Everyone who were there on the board had a aim to enjoy the pleasant weather, to enjoy the open blue skies. That was something with which they were there on the ship. But everyone was tormented because of the behavior of the courtier. 2 days passed. The courtier didn't have anything, neither he was eating, neither he had a peaceful sleep. And now the Sultan had come to the conclusion that yes, it is better to go back to the port. And just then, one of the sailors was there on the ship, approached the Sultan and said to Sultan, "O Majesty, Your Highness, I will try to make that courtier calm, but there is only one condition. I will have my own way. No one will question it." The Sultan agreed and said to the sailor that if you are successful in calming the courtier, I will reward you handsomely. The sailor went outside and along with his crew member, he went and said to the crew member to throw that courtier into the sea. Initially, the crew members were very reluctant, but as the sailor had a backing of the Sultan, they threw that courtier into the sea. Now, the courtier was being tossed up and down because of the sea wave. He swallowed plenty of sea water. As he used to reach the surface, he used to scream, he used to shout, and he was helping, he was begging for his life. This happened some 2 or 3 times. After some time, the sailor said to the crew members to pull him back onto the deck. The man reached the top of the ship. After a while, no one heard any complaint from the courtier. The rest of the journey was very peaceful and very pleasurable, and everyone enjoyed the very clear weather, very beautiful weather, the open blue skies, the breeze which was gently blowing away. And then the ship reached the port. When the Sultan asked the sailor, "O sailor, what you did so, because of which the courtier became so very calm?" The sailor smiled and said, "It was my marriage experience. After my marriage, I was very petrified, terrified of losing my beautiful wife. I used to scream at her, shout at her, yell at her. After some while, after some time, she got tired of my behavior. She left me. It was a heartfelt experience for me. It was an earth-shattering experience for me. I was not knowing what has happened to me. I fell into a depression. After few months, my wife came back home with a promise from my side. Neither I am going to yell at her or shout at her, or neither I am going to torment her with my own behavior." In the same manner, the courtier had never tasted salty sea water, neither the agony of a drowning man. When he was thrown into the sea and then again pulled back on the deck, he realized how marvelous, how beautiful is the wooden plank of the ship beneath his feet. After listening to what the sailor said, the Sultan was highly impressed because of his wisdom and rewarded him with a bag full of gold coins. Dear friends, now from the story, what we have implied? The moral is, face your fear, face your anxiety rather than running away from them. It will help you to handle the situation quietly, calmly, and with lot of positivity. Dear friends, in the first story, we saw how we can manage our stress. Now, in the concluding story, we will see that how we should not let the stress gain control over us. Once a psychologist was conducting a session on stress for management student, raised a glass of water. The management students thought that he might ask whether the glass is half full or half empty. But the psychologist asked them, how heavy is the glass of water? Initially, the management students were startled. But then one of them replied 20 grams, the another one replied 50 grams, the another one replied 500 grams. Now, the psychologist smiled. He said, it is not the absolute weight of the glass which matters. What matters is how long I will be able to hold the glass of water. If I hold the glass of water for a minute, nothing will happen. If I hold the glass of water for an hour, it will ache my arm. But if I hold the glass of water for the entire day, my arm will feel numb and paralyzed. Then the psychologist smiled and said, similar are stress and worries. If we start thinking about the stress and worries for a while, nothing will happen. If we start thinking about them for an hour, it may hurt us. But if we start thinking about them for the entire day, we will feel numb, we will feel paralyzed or incapable of thinking things. Dear friends, from the story, what we learn, the moral is, let go of our stress. Don't give it any importance, any significance. Don't let your burden, your stress, your anxiety, your fear carry out into evening and then in night. Namaste. Thank you very much.